Hi, this is Zach Meir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday the 15th of March. Starting off with the S&P, and here the market clearly seeing that uptrend line there from back in October, yesterday's support area around the 5120 area, and above that looking for the upper parallel of that October rising channel, 5225, hopefully over the next 2 to 4 weeks or even sooner than that. Through 5225, best case scenario target by the end of next month up to 5400, although it has to be admitted at the moment that feels like it's a long way away. Below 51 to the 5120 area, looking for the 5050 zone, which was late February, early March support for this market. The Nasdaq is next, and here a situation where we are also nudging the floor of that channel. It depends exactly where it is, but let's say that's around the 18,000 level. Above that, still looking for that resistance line projection from back in September. That's heading towards 18,700. Best case scenario here is that we head to the top of this rising October trend channel now up to 19,400 by the end of next month. Below 18,000 risk a test of the 50-day moving average, currently around 17,500. Moving on to the stocks, and quite a sprightly collection we have today. First, starting off with AgeX, and here you can see that well, this rising trend channel base, we've made good progress in the recent past, breaking neckline resistance. That was around the $16.30 level. Above $16.30, looking for up to $27 plus by the end of next month. 50-day line now rising, which is an encouraging situation to have. On to another new name, Autonomix Medical, and here you can see they've got this descending pattern here, but looking for bear trap gap reversal to kick in. The old low there around $3.25, let's call it. In fact, $3.25 to be precise. Above that, we're looking for a retest of recent resistance on the way down around $4.60 to happen over the next 2 to 4 weeks. But the key here is remaining above $3.25. Stock which we covered quite a lot of late is Aptorum, and just as well, given the way that the shares are improving, they managed to push above our midline target there, around $6.30. Above that, we're looking at $10 plus over the next 2 to 4 weeks, which is basically recent March intraday resistance for the shares. Only back below the $5 level, end of day close back below the latest gap, really delaying the upside scenario or potential upside scenario. Next up is the children's favorite, Build-A-Bear, and here you can see a massive gap to the upside. We already had the shares consolidating against a rising 50-day moving average, so that was giving us a hint that a turn up was on the cards. Current situation is that we've got progress within a rising trend channel that's in place since the start of basically start of October. Top of the channel there, heading towards $33 to $34, and we're looking for that by the end of this month. At the current rate of progress, ideally we stay above the old resistance there from November, around $27 in the meantime. Next up is Cheer, and here you can see that we've got progress within this broadening triangle, which was what we were looking for, as you can tell by the lines which are already there. Current position is that we want to see a proper price action above the 50-day moving average, around $2.70. Above that, we could head up to $4.50 maybe as soon as the end of next month. Next up is FutureFuel, and here a spike to the upside, and current situation is that we're looking for the shares to remain above the resistance, neckline resistance around $6.40. If they can do that, the next level up would be resistance on the way down around $8, which was that old August peak for this stock. Moving along to Laird Superfood, and it looks pretty super at the moment. Here we've broken through all the recent resistance, massive gap to the upside on Wednesday. Current view is that the longer we stay above resistance on the way down from back in the end of 2022, around the $2.16 level, the greater the chance of a further move to the upside, hopefully up towards the resistance on the way down, the $3 level. So basically above $2.30, looking for $3 or so on Laird, ideally by the end of this month. The next situation is another frequent flyer here, and it's called Minim, and here we've got this progression within a rising trend channel base. Top of the channel there up to $12, looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above the floor of the gap there around $5. Maybe you could squeeze that money management area up to $5.80, but ideally we stay above that gap, and that's the stop loss on the upside. On to a stock which has some following over here, actually, because it used to be listed here, Spectral AI, and here you can see that there is progress within this broadening triangle from a broadening triangle low that we've got in place. What is interesting at the moment is the way that we've nudged through the 50-day moving average again, and above that at around $2.25. We're looking for $4 perhaps as soon as the end of next month, looking for the sort of spike that we had at the end of January, and we have had periodically in the shares. Shiftpixy is next, and here you can see that we are certainly bumping along the bottom. Whether we can do any better than that is obviously a moot point, but we have a resistance there at the 50-day moving average. That's around $4.88. That's our initial target while we remain above the $3 level, which has basically been recent multi-tested support. On to the last few, starting off with Turtle Beach, and here massive gap to the upside. We've been bubbling higher basically since the gap higher that we had at the beginning of November. That suggests that we're in a rising trend channel, and the top of the channel probably up towards the $16 area, which would be a line of resistance from back in July last year. So $15, $16 by the end of this month should be relatively easily achievable given how close we are to the top of that channel. Moving on to Veritone, and here you can see that after a lot of basing activity in the recent past, looks like the shares are perhaps ready to take off in a decent way. Here you can see that got a resistance line projection there up to $4. We're looking for that by the end of next month while we remain above recent neckline resistance around the $2.30 area. Finishing off with Vaalco, and here you can see the gap to the upside that we've had through all the recent resistance. The last resistance there around the $5.10 level from back in April and in August. So above $5.10, looking for greater glories for this stock, perhaps up to the line I'm drawing at the moment, which is up to $6.35 by the end of this month, while we remain above the $5.10 area in this particular situation. Yesterday's low around $4.75, so obviously that would be the limit on our patience in terms of going for a $6 target. That's it for me today. More updates over the weekend.